So Preeti, I have a question here. So if we rebase the code with the local branch, so probably the issue with the conflicts can be avoided, right?
No,
When
conflicts.
we merge the code back into the main branch.
No. Conflicts. See, like already mentioned, you don't need to avoid conflicts. Conflicts are always good to have conflicts.
Mm.
You don't need to avoid them, and rebase will not avoid that.
Okay, still those concepts will be appearing.
Hmm.
So only for those the commit history only we just use the rebase. That's the only purpose of
To
rebasing.
rewrite the log history, we use it. And
Okay.
during push to remote, whenever you're pushing to remote, you may have two commits pushed. To avoid that and push as a single commit also, rebase can be used. We'll see that today.
So also, can you give me an example why this commit history is so important that people would like to avoid two commits or one commit? Does it make a lot of big difference anywhere?
Commits are for later reference, right? History, how do you know the history, what's happening on it? You need the commit history so that you know what's happening on the repositories, right? Who is making what changes? You need to maintain the history. So also commit history shouldn't be too lengthy, or else unavoided commits can be removed, because that's how you know what's happening with the repositories.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of difference. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So let us do some
Panda.
uh,
Yesterday we created a public repository or a private repository.
public repository.
Okay. So public repository in the sense it's everyone will have the access, right? Why
Every
we are doing that?
everyone can download, but everyone can means everyone can pull, but everyone cannot push, even though it's public. You should have credentials to push. Pull everyone
Okay.
can. Anyone can pull.
Okay.
Private
Can you show me where we created the token alone? Because yesterday I could not able to do that part alone.
which part? Token creation.
Yeah.
You can watch the recording, right? For that part. Go to the settings, developer settings. When you go to developer settings, you have personal access on, you can create a token there. For the things whichever I have already explained, watch the recording. By following the recording also, if you have issues or if you have problem, I'll show you again. Any more
Sure.
questions? Okay.
I have a question on merge if I'm just to be on the same page. So always when you do merge, we should go to the destination path. I mean, we should be there in the destination branch, and then we should do a merge command.
Yes,
Is that right?
that is
Okay.
always the best way to do. Yes.
Okay.
Any more questions? All right. I hope you all have completed the hands-on till the yesterday's discussion. Completed the hands-on, everyone.
Means still two more is pending. I will check today.
Okay. All right. So today, let us look into some more interesting things. Like yesterday, we have created some files and we have seen pull, right? Like we have pull the changes, correct? So today, let us look into something else. I'm just creating some file here. File 4.txt. Demo test file. 1 second, give me Give me a second, please. 1 second, sorry. Sorry about that. So coming back, so I'm just creating some file here, demo text file on remote. Okay, I'm making these changes. Okay, so demo text file created. So I just created some file. Now, just coming back here. Here also some changes were being developed. I'm writing another file, like file 5. New file on local repo. Git status. Git status on branch master. Git add file5.txt. I'm just adding the changes. Git commit -m on local. Okay. Git status. Right? So you have the changes made here.
Why it didn't show as untracked file for file 5?
Checking. Because you did not, okay. I added, Git added.
Explorer, I think Explorer is on
Explorer
different
should be
folder and you are
different.
on different.
Is it? Okay, yeah. Okay. Git demo.
At the Gmail, we are cloning right from
Explorer is running GitDemo.
remote repository.
You are breaking master branch. This is also should be on master. Let me go to master, but I have done this on, okay. Whatever it is, git add, git commit, -m local changes. Okay, also I would like to switch to master. Git checkout master. Git checkout master. Repo 1 file 4 is here. File 3, we don't have file 4. Okay, fine. I'm creating file 5. So file. Git add file 5. Git commit -m file 5. Okay, done. Now let's say I made some updates. So I want to push the changes to remote, right? I have cloned this repository some days back. Now I want to push my changes. So what is the command to push?
Git push origin.
Master, right? You may push to any branch. Here I am considering master. So I'm pushing this branch. Git push origin. So what will happen now? Do you see that? Updates were rejected because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. This is usually caused by another repository pushing to the same reference. What does it mean? Updates were rejected because remote contains some work. See, always remember this is the thumb rule. Whenever you are pushing, you should first do the pull. Because like I said, I have, let's suppose I have cloned this 1 week back. During this 1 week, so many collaborators, so many commits might have happened on the repo. So before you push your changes, you should make sure you have the latest copy. In the layman terms, you get the latest copy, right? Right, you should get the latest copy with all the commits, then make a push. That's a thumb rule. So that's what it's saying. First do the pull before you push. Okay. So what should we do now to get the updates first?
Pull the
It
change.
pull origin.
Git pull origin master. Right? When you pull this, what happens? It will pull the changes, but an additional commit will be there when you push. So you should pull with -r. I repeat, see, I already have one commit, right? The commit message name is, I think, local or something I have given. So that is one commit. Now when I am pulling, that's one more commit happens during a merge because pull is like a merge. So whenever you push back, 2 commits will be pushed. See here, there were 4 commits as of now. If you directly do pull and later on push, 6 commits will be pushed. To avoid that, we should pull with rebase. But first, I'm doing pull with just normal pull. See, this is what happens. To summarize it and to avoid any confusion, see, first we have made some changes. This is local repository. Okay, I made some commit called commit A. On remote, there is already some commit B. Okay, let's say on remote you have commit B. You have to pull, right? You have to pull means what happens? B comes here. So it will be AB. Then if you push back, right, both these will be going back,
Yes.
right? Right. So what you means B means it will be some merge commit will be there. So both 2 of them will be pushed. To avoid this, what you should do, you should pull whenever you are pulling, you should pull with rebase with R flag so that only one commit will be pushed back. Now I have done this part, right? Git pull. This will work in Windows operating system. It will work. But whenever you push back, after pulling, your whole idea is to push back. When you push back, you will see 2 commits pushed. But on Mac system, it will not allow to pull this way at all. Okay, there is an option on Windows whether you can do normal pull and then push back with 2 commits or else pull with rebase directly. But on Mac, you can't do the normal pull. It will allow only pull with the rebase. Like this only it will allow. What it's saying, successfully rebased. Do you see that? Now
Yes.
it was successful. You got the changes. Now I'll push back. Git push origin master.
Okay. So there should be only 5 commits now in the.
Now it will be only 5 commits. See,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
got the
that-
problem?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense now. Yep.
You got only 1 commit here, right? It doesn't allow normal pull at all on Mac, but on Windows you can try out that. If anyone on Windows, try to do a normal pull like I did, right? Am I making sense? Like I did here, but it failed. It's saying me these messages like this. You have to pull with rebase only, right? It will not allow me normal pull, but on Windows you can try out, and when you push back, you see 2 commits pushing back. But on Mac, you can directly only pull with rebase. This is the type of rebase you use on remote repositories. We have learned the concept of rebase. Here also the same concept. It avoids unnecessary latest commits. Here also it's doing the same. But this is how you use on remote. Understood?
So Preeti, can we use this the commands which is mentioned in the as a hint over here, hint config pull dot rebase true something? Can we use those hints to pull the
Not
rebase?
unused. That's what this is. Git pull origin with rebase. Actually, this one means it is saying like git config pull dot rebase true means whenever you do pull, it's making it as a rebase. You can do this. You can do this, and later on you have to do pull, or else directly pull this way.
Okay.
Understood this scenario? Here there is no conflict. Is this a conflict scenario?
Nope.
It is different file. Here I made file 5, file 4. On remote I made file 5. So it's a no conflict scenario. Let us do the same with the conflict scenario. Good to go?
Yep.
Everyone, shall we proceed?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Right. So let us look into conflict scenario on remote. I'm making a file here called file6.txt. Okay, whatever code you want or else any scripts you want to put your content, you can keep it there. So I made it and I have these commits now, file 6 and 60 commit. Now here, let's say you need a conflict, right? So, okay, I'm not aware of there is a file or else I'm not bothered. Okay. So made the file. Okay. So git commit minus some local changes. Okay, done. Now I want to push my changes. What should I do? Will
You
this
push
work?
it.
Git push origin master.
Will this work?
Conflict.
I think we should pull
No,
first, right?
not conflict. What it will give you first? You have to get the updates from remote. Always
Local.
From the remote.
should be updated. So the thumb rule is pull the updates first. Whether it is a conflict or not, that's the second part.
Mhm.
First, you need to get the updates. Your local should be having the latest copy. So when I do this, see, updates were rejected because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. Means remote is having some updates you don't have locally. There was a commit made first on remote, right? So what you have to do? Git pull origin
Master.
master. But on Mac, it will not allow this. It will allow us to do a proper pull with rebase, right? So that it will avoid the additional commits whenever you are pushing back. So that's what we did previously, right? I'm trying to do the same. Now you get the conflict. Means when you pull, you get a conflict. Whether you pull with rebase or pull normally. So yes, it is saying, yeah, here you can see. Now you can choose whether you want to accept the current change, incoming change. Incoming change means changes from only source. Current means only from destination. Both you can choose. Concept is same. The reason for conflict, everything is same. How you resolve is same. Only the difference is you sit with the person with whom you got the conflict. Discuss and then fix it. That's it. Earlier, it's my solo decision because those are changes from my local. Correct? But here now, these changes are from remote. So you discuss with the person with whom you got the conflict and you resolve it. Understood?
Mhm.
Okay. So before making any changes in local, we have to pull the change from master.
Always you should
So
have
that
the
is-
latest copy, right?
Yes.
So you are pulling it. Whenever you are pulling, pull is like a merge from remote to local. So it's giving you conflict. Earlier, there is no conflict. So it pulled and merged.
Yes.
Any confusions? So here I'll talk to the person with whom I got a conflict. We will discuss, okay, like which changes to keep, which changes not to keep, we'll decide it. And I'm deciding to keep both. So like after making the changes, you can do git rebase continue. Git rebase continue. Here there is a clue. Do you see that? So add the conflicts, git add conflicted files and then run the git rebase. Okay, first let me add it. Whenever you made a changes or modify, you have to add the changes, right? So git add, git rebase continue. See message, conflicts. That's all. Okay, done. So you got the changes. Now you push back. Git push origin master. Here you have 6 commits now. Do you see only one commit? You try out normal pull. That is possible only on Windows or else on Linux also it's possible. You can try out. The best practice is pull with rebase. That's why Mac is not allowing it. Are we good?
So Preeti, you used git rebase continue. So it means after resolving the conflicts, we need to do once again to
Means we
rebase.
started the rebase process actually, right? With pull with minus R. We started this. Then
Yes,
we got a conflict. We resolved. So
right.
add it and then here, yeah. So this is where we started. So we got a conflict. We made changes. So you add it and continue this rebase process which we initialized because it was broken with the conflict, right? So you
Got it.
continue the rebase.
Yep, makes sense now. Cool. Yeah, thank you.
So
This
that's
continuous
our.
flag,
Mm.
continuous flag is applicable for all kind of options of Git commands or only for this database.
Can you please be a louder? I couldn't get you.
No, Priti. I was asking the continue flag is applicable for all Git commands or only for this database?
Conflict flag, you're saying.
Not flag actually. Continue flag.
Okay, continue
Continue
flag.
is applicable only for this rebase command or else for the other commands also.
I'm not sure. You have to check whenever you do pull with the rebase because it was broken. It is giving you in the clue itself. Because that state rebase step was not actually happened. It was broken. So it was giving you in the clue. Which
Okay.
others may have this continue. I'm not sure. You can check the help manual man pages to check that.
Okay, sure, Priti. Thank you.
See, whenever we have these conflicts, right? After fixing the conflicts, we are adding it to the Git either with Git add command or to remove the file itself. We are doing Git rm space file name, but sometimes it is saying use this path spec. What is that?
Path spec.
Yeah, in the hint itself, you got the hint saying that Git add or rm file name dot text, right? But in some cases, I'm getting as path spec. In that place, if I give the file name also, it is not accepting it. So, is
Can
it-
you share the screenshot when you see that so that I could be more helpful? Share the screenshot. Okay.
Yep, sure. Yeah.
All right. So coming back to Git and GitHub, here are few more options like fork. Means here you can search any repos. There might be some public repositories. Search in this repo, search in this owner, or else I would like to search whole repository, whole GitHub. Let's say some Docker. There might be some open projects available. See here, search all of Docker. There might be some open projects available. Anyone can contribute to it, right? For open source projects. So there might be some projects, let's say some official Docker repositories or something like that. And what you can do for that is you can fork them. What happens? Fork your own copy of Docker. Means when you fork it, the entire repository will be added into your account. Like when I fork it, I have forked some repos. Let me show you the ones I forked. See here something like MediaWiki. Here you can see at the bottom, it was forked. Here you can see, this is the original one. You can fork it. It was forked from here. What happens when you fork it? Any open source repository, there were so many open repositories available on GitHub. People may take that open source repository and may develop their own code base there or else use it as a reference. right? So that's the reason you can fork it and it will be added into your account. And if you make any changes here, it will not be visible to the original one. That's how you can have your own copy. That's a forking option. Okay, where you can have your own repository. Any updates will not be visible to the original one. And that's an option called forking. And what else we have? One more thing. In real time, master branch will be a dedicated branch for production releases. Okay, it will be a stable branch, and there will be some branching rules. If you just go to settings, admins will do it. Like whoever have admin access on the report, not everyone will have this. If you go to branches, see add branch protection rules. You have to have these branch protection rules in such a way that no one can directly do commits to master. No. Like I'm making commits from the UI or else I'm pushing from local. None of them will be allowed. Means it will be restricted that direct commits will not happen on master. Right? For every environment, there could be a separate branch, like a staging environment. I mean, a branch for staging environment, a branch for test environment, and so on. And let's say there is a dev branch, test branch, master branch. Master branch is for production. And also, not only master, other branches also direct commits will be avoided. Like all the stable branches, environment specific branches, direct commits will not be possible. Suppose you want to make any changes to this branch, what you will do? First, let's assume I have one more branch. 1 second. I'm creating here itself, assume that it was pushed from local. See, I'm creating P1. Okay. Or else why you can do that here also. Okay. Create branch from B1, it will be created. Or else let me push from local because that's how we do. Check out B1. Is this the one you're talking about? Path spec B1 did not match any files. Maybe here B1 branch might not be there.
Yeah, the similar way, but it was for file name, not
Hmm.
for the branch.
Share the screenshot, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Git checkout B2, okay? Git push horizon B2. Okay, right. So now, yeah, you have got the other branch. So now let's say this is a temporary branch. Let's suppose this B2 is a temporary branch. Means all the environment specific, the real branches will not allow direct commits. Suppose B2 is also, let's say it is a development branch. Now what you will do is if you want to make any changes to them, you will create a new branch. Like suppose I want to develop a feature EC2 configurations I want to develop. Create a branch from which branch? Master. That's fine. Okay, let's create it. See, this is feature branch. Now I'll make some changes here. Or else existing code you can change. Whatever. Change could be existing files or else new file, whatever it is. Give some commit message or default message is update file 6. Give some commit message. Okay. Then once the commit message is given here, these are the branches. Now I want to merge it to master or merge it to B2 because B2 master or the actual branches. Now what you will do, you will create a dummy branch like this, make your changes and raise a pull request. That's called PR or else merge request. They are called merge request on Bitbucket. Whatever they are called as, you can create a PR. See here, pull request. Okay, new pull request. From, you can choose here. I want to choose from B2 to, not B2, right? We are having feature. Feature is where we have some new changes. See? Okay, from able to merge it's saying, create a pull request. Give some description. And also, like I told you, you can create branch rules. Also, you can add reviewers. Do you see here reviewers? No reviewers here. Means if this repository is having multiple collaborators, senior or a lead will have the review permissions. They will receive this PR with your description. Okay, the reason, some explanation of what this changes are for and create the pull request. See, because I am the only person, I got this option. Generally, it will go to the reviewer. Am I making sense? So they will review your code changes, like what changes you have made. They can go here, add more commits by pushing on branch B1. Continuous integration. This branch has no conflicts with the phrase. So it will give you all the rule. You see, it is also asking me to add the rule. Okay, rule set name, some rule you can put, some targets, reviewers also you can put. Let me show you. Add bypass targets. Which branches do you want? It means which branch you can push. Even you can set the rule. Like you raise a request for master, you can set. Restrict create, only allow users with bypass permissions, only allow users with restrict deletions, restrict linear history deployments, signed commits, pull request. Require a pull request before merging. You can mandate it by selecting. For me, it's not mandate. Like that, you can create the rule set. Also, reviewers can be added somewhere. Branches, collaborators. Okay, see here, add people. You can add people. Once you add the people, you will see them here to add the reviewers also. Right? So like that, you'll have reviewers, only they have to approve. See, assign to yourself. All these are available because I'm also having admin access on this report. I'm seeing all of this. Otherwise, you will not see them. So for now, yeah, you can merge it. Merge the pull request. Confirm the merge. See? Merging. Pull request successfully merged and closed. Now, if you go to that master branch, you should see that change pushed. Do you see that? Hello.
Yes.
So only this way you can push to the actual branches. You have to create a feature branch, make some changes there, raise a PR. Your seniors will get that PRs for review. Only once they approve your pull request, it can be merged. That's how changes goes to the branches. It's not that everyone just comes and push in there. You'll have branch protection rules. You'll have the reviewers who can accept, who can review. So all of this should be taken care. This is how it is like managed in the real.
One question here. The conflict will come in the pull request time also.
Definitely. Pull request is nothing but it's like a merge, right? So once they approve, whenever you are merging, yes, you'll get a conflict. How to resolve, we have seen, right? Same way. So that is all about Git and GitHub. Whatever we have learned about Git and GitHub, we have spent a lot of time over here. And we'll be using this throughout the course. Here we have used with the dummy files. We'll be using it with the actual files, like your Terraform projects, Kubernetes projects. We'll have so many files, all of them will be version control this way. Whatever we have learned with respect to Git and GitHub is more than enough for you to work on the projects as well as to clear the interviews. So it's from you to do the hands-on and proceed. Complete your quiz, complete your assignments, everything related to this. And now till now we have learned Git from the perspective of managing your files, managing your projects, right? Then how do you use it to in the CI/CD part, right? That part will come in picture once you get started with Jenkins. So before going to Jenkins, we will go through some Linux basics. So we'll go through the Linux basics, we'll learn some Linux, and then we'll install Jenkins on a Linux server, and then we'll start the hands-on. Got it right, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have already forked so many repositories, right? You can fork it. Just click on the fork option. Anyway, my repositories you will be forking, like address book where you do the demo. Just repository, try it out to fork. Search under this username, go to repository, click on fork. You can try from your end. I have too many repos. I don't want to fork another one. Nothing there to show you particularly on the fork part. So let us begin with the Linux concepts. Good to go. Or any more questions from anyone? So let me open the. So before we start with the Linux, let us understand some basic differences of what is a Linux, why do you need Linux and all. Let's understand what is an operating system first. I believe every one of you are using some operating system and know what is an operating system, right? So it's nothing but an interface. This operating system works like an interface between user and the hardware, right? Like if you want to perform any operations, any task, you need an operating system. To open some applications, to edit some documents, you need an operating system, right? It works like an interface between the user and the hardware, right? And okay, also not only that, operating system helps you in allocating the resources and sharing the resource across multiple applications to best utilize the resources. All of that will be taken care by operating system, correct? So when you say operating system, there is a component which actually does this, which is nothing but kernel. Kernel is the core component or the central component of any operating system. You might have heard about this term, right? This is the component which actually take care of allocating the resources, sharing the resource across multiple applications. If multiple applications are open and some applications are idle, it will shift or shuffle the resources to other, means it will move those resources available to other applications in use, kind of. This kind of resource sharing by using the intelligence will be taken care by this kernel component. That's a core component of any operating system. And if you look into in particular, Linux, it uses the monolithic kernel, right? Linux uses monolithic kernel, whereas Windows uses microkernel, right? Windows will be using the microkernel. Microkernel is like a different type of kernel. Microkernel occupies, it takes less space, right? Which takes less space but lowers the system running efficiency than Linux. Whereas monolithic kernel, which is used in Linux, will consume more space, but it works very faster. Right? That's the difference. And all the Linux uses monolithic kernel, which makes it more efficient. Actually, Linux systems are more efficient for many reasons. Like one of the main reason is majority of them doesn't have the GUI. It has got only CLI, which makes it lighter. Also, it is less vulnerable for thefts and attacks. So it's more secure and it's more efficient, and also it uses monolithic kernel, which makes these possible. And if you see some basic differences between Linux and Windows, Linux is open source and free to use. That's not the case with the Windows. You all know that, right? And Linux file system is case sensitive. That's not the case again with Windows. Linux uses monolithic kernel. Linux is more efficient and it uses forward slashes. Windows uses backward slashes. In the path, you will see this difference. And Linux is highly secure when compared with Windows. These are the very basic differences between Linux and Windows. In reality, we'll have more Linux servers than Windows, particularly when you talk about DevOps. For the reasons being faster, efficient, secure, and another reason is majority of the DevOps tools, most of them need Linux environment. That is another reason for stepping into Linux. It's just another operating system, another environment. Like if you are completely a Windows person, we'll be learning the basics here, how to use Linux, and using it regularly makes you comfortable working on this environment. You don't need to worry about it. It's just another environment which through little practice you get used to it. Right? More differences, practical differences we'll see once we get on to the Linux servers. Are we good? Any questions till this part from anyone? So that's the reason for DevOps. Reason is like they were efficient, they were secure. You need Linux servers, particularly if you talk about some tools like Prometheus. Prometheus is a monitoring tool which can monitor Windows servers as well as Linux servers as well. But it should be like it should be installed on Linux only. Same is the case with Ansible and so on. So definitely we'll be using Linux for these reasons. Okay, let's suppose, okay, fine, we'll be learning all our DevOps on Linux servers. But what if I have only a Windows laptop? Should I buy another laptop? How can we have another Linux operating system? Any solutions from anyone?
We can use multiple operating system, right?
Like
in one
how?
machine.
How?
VMware.
By using the virtual machine, right? That's where comes the
Yes.
virtualization concept. Means on your laptop, you can have a virtual machine. Virtual machine is nothing but like it uses a software to create. It's like an abstraction layer over computer hardware that allows the hardware elements of a single computer process, memory, storage, more divide into multiple virtual computers. Means it provides a layer of abstraction on the actual hardware, means on the hardware of your laptop, so that it could be divided into multiple virtual machines. See here, this diagram helps you understand it better. See, this is the hardware of my laptop, let's say. Okay, this is my laptop. And yes, I have got, let's say, Windows 10. Now on this Windows 10, I can install something called hypervisor. What is a hypervisor? If you have used VMs, you might have used some hypervisor. What is a hypervisor?
Virtual box, VM.
Software tool that will help you to create the virtual machines.
Exactly. It's a
Mm.
software which will help you to create the VMs, which will help you allocate the resources to the VMs. Examples of this are, some of the example is like Oracle VirtualBox, right? VMware, VM Workstation. So many are there. Oracle V, Hypervisor, Hyper-V, right? And so on. So many hypervisors are there. So with this, it will help you to create the VMs. It will help you allocate the resources to this VMs. So then you can have some virtual machine like this. Virtual machine means it will have its own operating system, which is called guest operating system. So this guest operating system can be any OS irrespective of the host OS. My host is Windows. On my laptop, I can have a Linux virtual machine, right? That is the actual concept. But again, resources will be allocated from here only, like memory, CPU. So you can't put too many VMs. It should be within the limit of your available resources. If you put too many VMs, your laptop may be hanged out, you may be running very slowly sometimes, right? Also, if you maintain the VMs, if something goes wrong, you should take care of it, backup, recovery, maintenance, all of that you should take care of. And the one you are seeing is called hosted architecture. This is for personal purpose, like for your learning purpose. I need a different OS, you can do it. But you are responsible for its backup, recovery, maintenance, all of that, which is going to be a challenging task. Correct? Agree with this, everyone? We are going to have this VM architecture, a separate session during Docker. This is to give you an idea. Am I clear or any questions?
Yes, Preeti. So, Preeti, do we need to install this VMware on our system to practice
Not
with
required.
Linux?
No. How you will do, I'll tell you. Is
Okay.
this much clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Can I get quick confirmation from all of you? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
this is the one you have. So you have these challenges, right? So keep those challenges now aside, make a note of them. And let me show you this one. See, this is hosted architecture for personal purpose. And you have the challenges of personal usage, you can do this. And you have challenges of their backup, recovery, and you should provide the resources, CPU, memory, enough resources. So if you want to expand the resource of your laptop, it's going to be costly, right? Lot of maintenance work. Okay. Companies are also doing same. They'll have their own data center, right? They will be having hardware. Above that, they can directly have the hypervisor and the VMs. This is called bare metal architecture. But the whole concept is again same. They'll have a separate data center. They'll be having a separate team of admins and they'll be working 24/7 to maintain these servers. Even though, let's say the server, we need this server only for 2 hours, but still you need to maintain it for the rest of the 22 hours as well, right? You need to take care of its backup, recovery, storage, and so on. Right? So even companies have these challenges. They have to maintain the backup, recovery, resources. It's costly to maintain the teams. It's very costly to buy those physical servers. Maintenance is costly, time taking, lot of time, lot of effort. More people should be working. If it is for your personal purpose, you are the one, but still you need to spend time, effort, right? Human errors might be there during the backup. Sometimes it might be crashed, gone, whatever. So these are all the challenges you have for your personal usage. As for the professional, if companies are having their own data center, this is the problem. So to overcome these challenges, what companies are doing, rather than having their own data center, they were using the infrastructure from cloud. Correct? What is cloud? Cloud is nothing but online management system from where you can create your infrastructure on the fly. Within some seconds or minutes, you can get the infra, right? You don't need a separate team. Backup, recovery, security will be taken care by the cloud provider. You pay only for what you use. If you need 2 hours, you pay only for 2 hours. Rest of 22 hours, you don't need to pay for it. So it's a build, it's a like metered, I can say. You pay only for what you use. Sorry. Advantages of cloud. Metered. Less effort or no effort. No separate team. No need of team. Any individual can do it. A single person can spin up the infra, right? No backup recovery. Cost effective. No time, like you save a lot of time. Saves time, saves cost, saves resources. So rather than having their own centers, companies are going for cloud providers. And what this cloud providers does, there were so many cloud providers like AWS, GCP, Azure, and so on. They are nothing but, let's say AWS, they will have their own data center. And this company, let's say this company is company A. This is using some infra on someone else's data center. Means we are renting, companies are renting out the infra from someone else's data center, like AWS data center. That is what is cloud. Understood the concept, the basic concept of what cloud is? Rather than managing their own data centers, they were renting the infrastructure which is running on someone else's data center, which is nothing but a cloud provider. So this is what companies are doing. That's where cloud comes in. Similarly, for our personal usage, yes, I can have some free account on cloud and I can use some cloud resources rather than running it on my own laptop, which will take a lot of time, effort, backup, recovery I should take care of. I should expand my resources to run enough number of VMs, because by the end of this course, I may need more VMs parallelly running. So why don't I go for cloud so that I'll also get exposure to the cloud? So that is the reason for our lab also we'll use our cloud. Making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Everyone
Yes,
there
ma'am.
or only 2 participants there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Preeti, we got it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for confirming. So that's the reason, that's where cloud comes in. On-demand computing resources delivered to us over the internet is called cloud. It's a self-service and it is metered and many other advantages. So now I want a Linux server for my DevOps. I want to install Jenkins on this Linux server. So I'll not spin up a VM on my laptop, nothing on your laptop. You get everything from cloud, connect to those instances and do your hands-on, right? Which is more effective and you also get exposure to cloud. And there were so many cloud providers emerging day by day. You can see the graph in comparison with AWS, GCP, Azure. This is a graph from 21. You can also get the latest graph. And if you have knowledge on one cloud, or else if you know implementing DevOps on one cloud, that is enough. You don't need to learn all the cloud environments. That's not required. That's not possible also, right? Also, companies were looking for knowledge in one cloud, because if you know one, terminology, concepts, analogy will be similar. Also, in new clouds were emerging day by day. We never know tomorrow what cloud will be in the market. So the whole point is interviewers look for people who has flexibility to switch on to the technologies. That's what they need. They don't need, if they were using GCP, they were not just searching for GCP professionals. They would need some cloud professional, that's all. So here in our course, we'll be doing it on AWS. So these are the very basics of what is an operating system, why do we need Linux, and what is a cloud, very basics. Now we can jump in and create a free cloud account, like free AWS account, and create some Linux servers and connect to them. That's the next part. So how do you create a free account? Just go to Google AWS free account creation. We go for this, create a free account. It is again self-explanatory. Creating an account like any Gmail or Facebook account, you can give some email ID, some account name, click on verify and just go through those steps. Even those steps were available in the drive. If you go to your drive, lab setup, here are the steps with the screenshots. Okay, these screenshots, a little difference might be there. UI might have changed a little bit, but you can like get the summary by going through the screenshots and create a free account. It will be like 6 steps. When you create an account, you'll be asked to provide your credit card or debit card details. You should provide that. That's to check the validity, right? And it will deduct 2 rupees like for verification, and it will also credit the amount back. Okay, and also when you create an account, don't select auto billing kind of things, auto renewals, auto billing, don't select such options and create a free account. Okay, go through the document and go through those steps. It would be like 6 steps. If you have any questions, you can post it in the group also. Create an account. Once you create an account, you will be able to sign into this AWS management console with the root user account, whichever you created. Like with you provide some email ID, right? With that, you can connect. This is how your AWS dashboard looks like. You can search for EC2. That is the first service we'll be learning in the course regarding to AWS with respect to AWS. EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud, which will help you create some virtual machines. Those are called instances on AWS. They are called as virtual machines on Azure. Only the terminology is different. UI may be different, that's all. So now here you can create some EC2 instance. It's nothing but a Linux instance, right? You can create an instance, connect to it and get started with Linux basics. Let me show you how to create an instance. Click on this launch instance. Give some name. maybe demo. Choose the operating system. Do you see here? Amazon mission image. Which operating system? There were so many there. Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, OpenSUSE, Linux, and so on. Here, choose the Amazon Linux. It will show you in the drop-down Amazon Linux 2023. Choose the Amazon Linux 2, not 2023. Okay, Amazon Linux 2 is a Red Hat CentOS base, which is more widely in real practice. So you can go for this Amazon Linux 2. Okay. And then just scroll down. Instance type. And also one more thing, it is free tier eligible. So you can use this. T2 Micro, which offers you 1 CPU and 1 gigs of memory, which is free tier eligible, that should be fine. Key pair to login. The concept behind this login we'll learn later. It's an SH concept. For now, just create a key pair. Give some name like ABCD key or whatever and create the key pair. If you already have a key pair in your account, you can also use it. For the first time, you will not have any key pairs. Create a key pair and it will give you a download option for the first time. See, test one. See, when you create it, see, it will be downloaded. Do you see that PEM file? That is very important. You should have this PEM file later on to connect. Don't lose this PEM file. That's it. Launch the instance. Your instance will be created in a minute. You can see the running instances here. It will come up in a minute. That's all. That's your Linux VM, which is running on AWS data center. That's what is AWS cloud instance. Now Linux VM is there. You need to connect to it. All those steps were here. Okay. Just go through it and do it carefully. I'm just giving you an overview. By the way, what is this free account mean? Free account, what are all free here? Is it unlimited? No. Every service like EC2 service, compute service will provide you 750 hours for free per month. If you use more than 750 hours per month, you will be charged. So you should be using within this free tier limits. We'll be going through different AWS services as per the context. As per the context means like now I need some instance to practice Linux. I'm creating an instance using EC2. Tomorrow I may need a pipeline where I need code build service. I'll use it. Not that just through the course content, we'll go through each topic one by one. But as per the requirement, we'll go through those services so that you can relate to them more. So this is a reference page. You can check all the limitations for free tier eligibilities over there. By now your instance might be ready. Right? This is your instance. Linux instance. Okay, created and running on AWS.
Uh, 750 hours means like when we log into that VM, then only it will count, or when we
When
create
you
this
keep it
VM.
running, when you keep it running.
Okay. So we can stop it when we are not using.
Sorry, I'm talking on mute. Yeah, it is running, right? Once you are done, you can select it and stop it. And whenever you want, you can start it. So it will be charged if it is running. Within 750 hours, if you use it, that should be fine. And how do you connect? I'll show you a quick connection today. Select it and go to EC2 Instance Connect. This is called browser-based connect. See, you are connected to the terminal of that instance. Let it come up. See, You can do ls, you can run any, that's a Linux machine, browser-based connection. Always browser-based connection may not be possible. You have to connect with the different terminals. Okay, I'll talk about them in the next class. Create till this much and do browser-based connection, which is enough for first time when you connect. Okay, other ways of connections, the actual way of connecting, we'll see in the next session. Any questions from anyone?
Priti, so all the companies, they are using the same this graphical user interface, right?
This one you're talking about?
Yes, yes, this AWS UI.
Yes, AWS, this is the AWS UI, but in reality, you may not be having access to this console at all. You may have to connect from the CLI. That also I'll show you. That's what I'm saying. Other ways of connection, we'll see in the next class. This connection is possible only when you have this UI. When you don't have UI, if they give the server information, how do you connect? That we'll see in the next part. So this is just creating a cloud account, creating your instance, your server, Linux server. How to connect to it, what are all the things we need to practice on Linux. We'll get started with this in the next session. I have shown you this account creation because you have an off, right? Saturday and Sunday. So you can do some hands-on and get ready with all these things before you join Monday's class. Any questions from anyone? So that you have
Can
your
you
own lab.
explain that instance type?
Huh?
Can I get to know what is T2 micro in instance type?
Instance type is nothing but it denotes how many CPUs, how much memory this have. Upon your requirement, you will choose the instance types. As we go by, we'll be creating huge instances also. Then we'll talk about it. Instance type indicates 1 vCPU, 1 gigs of memory, and this T2.micro is the type of your instance, which is free tier eligible. You may need bigger instances in real time, like large. See, 4 CPU, 16 gigs, and it's not free tier. Do you see here? There is no label like it's free tier. So it indicates your size of your instance. So many are there, depending on your virtual CPU. And again, pricing varies. Do you see that pricing and all? Per hour prices.
So for our practice, we can use T2 micro, right?
T2 micro, you have
Okay.
to, which is free tier eligible.
Okay.
We'll be talking more about the steps we come across creating the instances later on. Just follow those steps now. The reason behind those steps we will be discussing as we progress. Okay, like what is a key pair? To understand the key pair, we have another concept called SH concept in Linux. Once we learn that concept, we'll get into details of it. Until then, just create your instance, complete your hands-on on Git, complete the quiz, and we'll take from here on Monday. Any more queries from anyone? So once you are done, just stop your instance.
Do we need to sign out as well? Once we are not
Fine.
using.
Sign out or sign in, keep signing, it's up to you. What resources are running on your cloud, that's important.
Okay.
Sign out, sign in doesn't make any difference in the bill. All right, then do the hands-on, post your queries for any support in the WhatsApp group. See you all on Monday morning. Thank you all.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks, Preeti. Thank you all.